What I want to talk about today is about the heroes that are all around us. You know, in an age when the idea of heroism's cheapened to mean anybody who can just sink a basket or maybe write a catchy tune, the heroes all around us serve to remind us what is the best in Americans. It's easy to forget that throughout history, what we have as Americans has been the exception, not the rule. And that the freedom we have didn't come about and it isn't preserved except by the sacrifice of heroes. Now, as we honor those who went before, we need to honor those who still serve today. It's hard to believe on such a beautiful day in such a beautiful place that our country is at war and our countrymen are in danger. As we gather here today in places like Fallujah, Kosovo, the DMZ, Kunar province, Americans are facing danger for our nation. You know, sometimes I hear people tell me that the young people of today's generation, they don't compare to the young people of the past, that they're spoiled or weak, afraid or entitled. Well, I've commanded those young people. I have served beside them. I've seen what they've done. And I'm proud to report that those people could not be more wrong. Today's generation is every bit the equal of those that came before. And today, we're going to honor the sacrifice of over 5,000 of them since 9/11. And we who serve today, we understand we walk in a path laid down by heroes. Those are the heroes all around us now. Some will remain here at rest after we go home to our picnics and barbecues. Some are in the audience today, the veterans who answered their nation's call. And some are people that we meet in our daily lives. You know, it's living in a wonderful place like Southern California, it's easy to forget that in a way America has always been at war. You know, only the name the enemy uses has changed. Sometimes they're Nazis. Sometimes they're socialists or communists. Sometimes they call themselves Al-Qaeda. But the enemy is always the same, because our history is a history of a struggle between the people who believe that human beings were born to be slaves ruled by tyrants, and those of us, those who believe that our Creator endowed us with inalienable rights that no government can ever steal. Our founding fathers understood that. The heroes we honor today, the heroes resting here, they understood that too. We ask ourselves, why did the fallen do what they did? Why did they give what they gave? You know, they had so much to live for. But I think that when you have so much to live for, maybe you understand that you also have so much to die. Let's not forget the other heroes. The ones all around us every day. That insurance salesman who helped liberate Baghdad as a Marine. The school teacher who was a sailor on the New Jersey off of Kuwait during Desert Storm. Maybe the friendly greeter at Walmart who flew Phantoms over the Mekong Delta. Or the kindly grandfather who over 60 years ago, on the early morning hours of June 6, 1944, as a paratrooper in the 82nd, stepped out to the doorway of a C-47 and jumped off into the darkness of Normandy. Veterans, you have given so much, but I'm going to call on you again. You have a new mission. We all know that the real heroes, they don't tell stories. Any of you, if I ask you what you did in the wars, you'll just tell me, I just did my job. You don't want to talk about your own story because you believe that so many others did so much more than you. But I'm here to tell you, you no longer have that luxury. Because if you don't step forward and tell what you know, what you did, what you saw, what you lived through, and that heritage and that experience will depart when you do. The only way our nation will have a future is if it understands its past. That's why it's up to you to keep these heroes' stories alive. Talk to your grandkids. Tell them what you saw. Tell them what you experienced. Follow the example of our Buffalo soldiers. Go out to schools. Talk to classes. Talk to young people. You tell them the truth. You tell them the good. You tell them the bad. Because veterans, we need you to tell your stories so that the citizens of tomorrow will be ready when duty calls. And duty will call. Because as Plato said, only the dead have seen the end of war. It's that our country, our citizens, and the unique freedom we enjoy are worth fighting for. They are worth dying for. And we Americans must honor those who came before us by standing up and finding the courage to follow in their footsteps when evil threatens our people. Some people out there, they scoff at the notion of good and evil. They think they're just meaningless concept, that everything's a shade of gray, that good and evil don't exist. The men and women we honor today and our veterans, they know better. They know evil exists because they dared stare it in the face. They know it must be fought, and they know the price of victory is exceeded only by the terrible price of defeat. Fellow veterans, that's a lesson we can never let be forgotten.
Thank you.